Welcome back to People Behind the Product, in which we interview different leaders from Tulip and ask them about their teams and how they're growing their teams and their experience at the company. So Kailey, I would love to hear about your background and share a little bit more about you and your journey at Tulip.
Yeah, thanks. So my name is Kailey Crothers. I lead the pre-sales engineering team for North America. I've been with Tulip for 5 years now.
Wait, we started at the same time then, almost.
Really?
I'm just about 6.
Well, you get a year on me, but yes, I guess. So I grew up in Massachusetts, up on the North Shore, and born and raised New Englander. Went to school in Connecticut, so never kind of went too far, and then joined Tulip in 2020.
Yeah. Were you at Northeastern, or where were you undergrad?
A lot of Tulip folks are Northeastern, so that's a good guess.
Yes, but no.
No, I was at the University of Connecticut.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And what'd you study?
They have actually there's a couple alumni at Tulip from this program. It's a dual degree between the engineering and the business school called Management and Engineering for Manufacturing.
Yeah.
If there just wasn't enough letters to put on a piece of paper.
No.
Very similar to industrial engineering. So a lot of folks from that program go on to be manufacturing engineers, quality engineers, a lot of the customers and users of Tulip, actually.
And did you intern on the shop floor in a manufacturing environment?
Yeah, so worked at a couple different companies. Probably one of the most notable ones is one up on the North Shore, a semiconductor company. So I've worked in their fab, did an industrial engineering internship there.
And how did you find Tulip? Because 5 years ago, we were much smaller.
Much smaller, for sure. So graduated college 2020. A lot of drying up of hiring, as you were kind of leading that team at that time. And I had a couple offers that, companies, rescinded and were going on hiring freezes. So I kind of got to take a pause instead of just coming right out of school and going directly into a job, and took a pause more on industry and the space that I want to be in. And it was like, I really want to get into software.
Yeah.
I really want to get into technology. I've always been motivated by the intersection of people and technology, which I think is incredibly relevant for Tulip. Found Tulip as a local Boston company. I was really impressed just on the product and the vision. And yeah, the rest is history.
And your journey at Tulip is, I think, an interesting and special one. You've done a number of different roles across a number of different teams as you've grown through your career and now into leadership. So can you share a little bit about your path at the company so far?
Yeah. And how many folks were we in August 2020?
We were about 80, 90 people.
80, 90, yeah.
Yeah.
So, this was the era of one person was a whole function. So it was, and that was me. When I joined Tulip, I was this sole support engineer, which is crazy to think about now when you think about our customer base. But the reason why I say this is because it's been such an incredible place to join in more early, to mid-career, because there's so much opportunity for lateral movement, just exposure by smaller teams. It was very immersive. I've kind of talked about doing an informal rotational program here at Tulip because you just get so much exposure to things.
Yeah. And now your role.
Yeah. So now leading pre-sales engineering for North America. That's a team that you're really excited to scale more. Is just our larger commercial team is scaling. And I've been in pre-sales for 4 years now.
Yeah. So tell me about the pre-sales function. What's the mission of the team? What's the culture of the team? What does day-to-day look like for a pre-sales engineer at Tulip?
Yeah. So, our pre-sales engineering team is laser focused on taking customer pains and challenges and mapping that to Tulip solutions. It's a technical team that obviously works and partners with sales. So it has that customer-facing side, but really works to deeply understand a customer's operation, what they're struggling with, and create, a roadmap to how they can recognize value in whatever those unique challenges that are relevant to them.
Yeah. So you get exposure to many different Tulip customers, leading a team that covers a region. What is your most memorable customer engagement or Tulip solution that you helped develop, or maybe one that's just top of mind now that happened recently?
Yeah. It's like picking favorites. It's hard to do, but I have a few. One is a customer that we have there. I won't give any details. Their North America facilities out of Pennsylvania, though. And we went there, I think it was maybe now 3 years ago. They had a quality problem. The way they described it, this was kind of their one problem. They were laser focused on this. And we went on site to talk about that one problem. Through the on-site, through kind of walking their shop floor, talking to their incredible team that really was driving a great culture of continuous improvement, of collaboration, real focus on making operators' lives better and how can we make them do their job easier. We uncovered that it's not just one isolated problem. There's so much opportunity and there's many things that go into that. And we were really able to work with them on what a roadmap of use cases would be like. They've now scaled to multiple different sites, and just on a complete different note, they're a joy to work with. So they're a pleasure for many different reasons.
I think that's one of the compelling things about pre-sales engineering at Tulip is there is this creative aspect of like, and consultative aspect of working with customers where you're not just selling like, you have this problem, here's a solution that solves this problem, and we're going to compete against customers that do the same thing. Like there is this discovery process that's really complex where you can go onto a customer site, they may think they have this one challenge, but really they're all interconnected with different shop floor problems that we can address as a platform. And then part of your team's job is helping to uncover that pain and frame that back to them as part of Tulip's value proposition.
100%. You know, there's many different pre-sales engineering roles at every SaaS company ever. And with a lot of those products, you're supporting a few different modules that do a few different things. And it's about, you know, explaining what those are, buy it or don't buy it.
Yeah.
Tulip is the exact opposite, where it's like, yeah, we can do a bunch of things. Hold on. What are your problems? What does your operation look like? Where are you looking to go as a business, a site, whatever? And really talking about how you would apply that technology to them. It's much more consultative.
So what are some of the, I know you're hiring, what are some of the capabilities, characteristics that you're looking for people to join the team?
Yeah, we are hiring, and we're very excited about that.
Yep.
So it's technical in two prongs, I think. One is shop floor experience, you know, proximity or experience to manufacturing environments. It can be in many different capacities, whether, you know, you're a manufacturing engineer or you were more in the quality space. But, you know, experience with operations, and then technical, obviously supporting a software platform.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, familiarity with what the manufacturing tech stack is, integrations, all things like that. And then more on the culture side, we're a very collaborative team. So, you know, we work to support sales, but we work very closely as a team on our best practices, our approaches. So team player, I know it sounds fluffy, but it matters. It's important.
Yeah. So someone who's joining the team as a new pre-sales engineer, what would you expect them to learn once they join?
Yeah. So first and foremost, you kind of have to, you don't kind of have to, you do have to be an expert in the platform. Yeah. So really, you know, immerse yourself into the tool. We have so many great internal tools to do that, customers to talk to understand how they've applied that. So typically that first like 3 to 6 months is just ultimate Tulip product bootcamp. You know, build apps, build solutions. Typically that's done in project format. So whether that's building something for the demo space that we have here, you know, or different, you're just building demos, period. That would be kind of the first step. And then from there, it's, you know, kind of jump right in. It's a lot of ride-alongs, going on site to customers, starting to build that consultative muscle of how can we really distill out not just pains, but really dig deep on where an organization is looking to take their business and how Tulip can either be applicable or not to that journey.
Yeah. Final question for you. What is the most unique way in which you've seen someone either internally or potentially externally use the product or build an app with Tulip?
Oh my gosh, there's no shortage of stories to share on that front. I think one of the most impressive, because it works so well, was last year at Ops Calling. We had a coffee, latte, tea bar, and we brought a company in, you know, to cater it. But we used Tulip applications to facilitate the ordering. So, you know, pick what kind of milk you want, the coffee that you want, and then the barista had that to manage the orders.
Very cool.
You got a board, like almost like you see at Starbucks now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to replace point of sale systems here.
Yep, yeah. You got to talk to marketing about that one, but it was a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, that's great. Really quickly, before we wrap, can you share a little bit about Ops Calling? Because I know it's coming up.
Yeah, it is coming up. We're about a month away. Really excited. This is our 3rd year doing it.
Yeah.
So Ops Calling is our kind of annual, it's a user conference. It's where we invite partners. It's most importantly where our customers can talk to each other directly. We'll have a lot of different customer panels. We'll also have workshops for, you know, existing customer base. Pre-sales is largely involved in running those workshops and demos. So yeah, excited to do it again this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, thanks for joining and really appreciate the time to chat.
Thank you.